Encoding overloaded. Consider turning. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, so yesterday I ended kind of abruptly because it's like I started watching YouTube videos and things, but I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, but I ain't gonna read what I wrote yesterday because this is just a crazy revelation. And maybe I am jumping too far into conclusions, but here's my explanation. I should really should open the game while I explain this, okay? Because this is crazy. This is a crazy revelation. This is actually exciting. Just open the game. On another note, but the game opens. Well, the game opens. Well, the game opens. I am thinking of starting a schedule. Like every time I try to make a schedule for myself of things I have to do in one day, it never works for me. Usually it's freaking mice. Usually what works for me. What do you call this? A to-do list. A to-do list is what works for me usually, not a schedule, but I feel like I should start working on a schedule rather than a to-do list because I feel like there's just so many things. I kind of have to find a balance. And this is so cool. You like it, Creole? I was also looking at like some comments on my channel, and honestly, it feels like I'm not really getting anybody to watch me, but it feels like if you can get a few people to watch you, it kind of sounds simple to maintain the audience and just keep them there as long as you kind of keep on engaging or whatever. I'm just not a big fan of the idea because it's like I'm here to like stream or whatever. I'm not here to be friends. This thing of me talking to you regularly, that doesn't work for me honestly. It's like 3 years ago, so a bunch of people said because when I play a PlayStation game, PlayStation pushes it a lot more than the regular ones because the regular ones don't have like any information. Meanwhile, PlayStation likes to put the tag of the game and this and that, and then share it on the platform. But yeah, kept getting like I saw that I had comments saying, "Oh man, that's so lame that you don't read comments or you don't read the chat or this and that." And I get it because I mean I saw it recently how chatting with people and streaming. I think Wist said this. Wist it's a live streamer. He said that engaging with the audience is like the main reason streaming is a thing. It's like the main reason that it's attracting people to streaming and watch streams, but I just don't want to do that because the whole thing is just it's like trying to be friends with someone that you are not supposed to be friends with, with so much disconnection. Like we can't actually be friends, but I'm supposed to talk to you, I'm supposed to remember your name and engage, and that's like that doesn't work for me. There's no like I guess there can be an in-between, but in this sense there's no in between. It's like you're asking, it's like for me to you just can't do it. It's not my thing. Or maybe I can, but it's just I feel like if I do it, it has to be more like German. Like it has to be a lot more acting, a lot more entertaining rather than talking and replying to everybody. Like it has to be, most of the content has to be on the stream rather than on me interacting with people. Because I wouldn't mind interacting with people. It's just that if I have to interact with people, I need to set like a clear barrier, which is hard to do when you have a small audience and you're supposed to keep them around as long as possible and whatever. Yeah, anyways, so here's the crazy theory I have. Okay, I want you to think of Okay, yeah, it really helps that they're right next to each other. In this mission, please remember that no, was it? No, it wasn't. It was Nemesis. Nemesis asked who is gonna be in control of this territory. Force said that it was gonna be Sam because they're the one who set the mission. Now here's the thing. They can be in control, but they don't have to be in control of the territory. They don't have to be in control of the territory. Oh man, what the hell now? They don't have to be in control of the territory. These are just the regulations that say that they can be in control. Not they have to be, they can be in control. Since they set the mission and whatever, there's no obligation for this territory to become your responsibility. And look, it says a neutral zone. So before this mission, nobody owned this territory. But it does border sense territory. But they don't own it. They don't own this specific one. Well, I can't speak. Now, please also recall that Sky Union also has a territory here. Also in Grey City, but it's different. This time we have like a telecommunications tower in the center of the city. And it's a very different city too. This one is different. This time it's a library. It's not that different, but it's pretty different. We have a lot of differences. This time it's a library, but not really a library, it's a data center. Now, I want you to recall that in the mission right before this one, I know there's so much backtracking, there's so much recall this, recall that. Well, like in here, recall that the mission of the enemy was to destroy us. That was their mission. Sky Union wanted us assassinated, which even goes up against Orbital, by the way. Like Orbital will never want something like this to happen. They will never allow it to happen. For two mercenaries to fight each other, or for an assassination to be set on another mercenary. And not only that, but like, why me specifically? What the heck is this about? They were not tasked with taking over the territory. They were going to be rewarded for defeating me. Like just defeating me is enough for them to get a reward. Man, really stuck with the speed. It's like just defeating me is enough to get a reward. So, okay, now time to tell you the story of what happened. Now that I went through everything so far. Here's the deal. After this, Orbital, Sky Union, and Sam got into a meeting. And Sky Union knows who we are. Sky Union knows that we are the Daemon. This early in the game. It's very early in the game now. How much do they know about the Daemon? I don't know. Maybe they don't even know it's called the Daemon, but I assume they know that what our name is. I think they know our name is a Daemon. But I assume they don't know everything. I assume they don't know why we exist or why we are here. They only know that we are a threat because we are basically created by Orbital. Basically, it's like Orbital has great power over us. They can like send any mission and we are gonna do it. We always want to do the mission. Nothing stops us from doing the mission. Hold on, I need to fix this. Oh my god. Hell Patrol. Because I didn't write the mission code here. What? The force sphere is Hell Patrol. Oh my god, stupid. So where was I? What the Sky Union did was an action that was very unusual. Like, you literally broke international law at this point. Like, breaking an orbital rule is like breaking international law, because if you break international law in real life, you're basically trying to say, hey, we are gonna be everybody's enemy. We are doing things that could cause a war against between all of us. These rules that are set, these international laws, these no war crimes or whatever laws, are set in place because if you don't follow them, then you're gonna create a conflict. So everything that Orbital is doing is also to make sure all the other consortiums get along, to prevent a conflict. So when you break a rule from Orbital, it's like breaking international law. So please understand that what the Sky Union did, an assassination towards a mercenary, is very severe and unexplainable. So Sam goes to the meeting, and Sky Union goes to the meeting, and in Sam's eyes, they don't know why they did this. They don't know. Hold on, let me clarify. In Sam's eyes, all they know is that they interfered with the mission and they attacked the arsenals. They don't know why. They probably were not listening to the whole battle, but they know they have a report of what happened, and they know that. I don't think a lot of people spotted that they were targeting the Daemon, because keep in mind, they isolated you, not Johnny G, who was really weak at that point, and not Drake, who was the biggest threat. They were the most experienced and the strongest in the team, and the one with the best service records. It was you, the new guy, that was isolated. So yeah. Anyways, Zen only sees this as an attack to their territory, as a Sky Union taking advantage of the situation in order to take over their territory and expand and make sure there's no competition. That's the way Zen sees it. And Sky Union can tell them about the Daemon, because what they know is just not enough. And all the evidence they have is pretty... they're not able to share this. Now, how do I know this? Because of the new missions we have. So let me go to my document of the meeting where I explain this better. Let's see science explanation instead. Here's what a representative of Sense said, okay? Not really from the game, I brought this myself, but you know, it's based on the canon, it's based on the theory I'm trying to share here. I had a meeting with a representative of Sky Union Orbital, in which Sky Union shared they had no intentions of inventing a control point. They apologized for the misunderstanding, but the apology is not enough to justify interfering with our attempts to protect our territory. We needed to know more about why they did this, but they told us that we are not ready to understand, which is not acceptable. However, they said that we will find our answers in a database managed by Orbital. This database was located in Grey City inside a large library, and the Immortals were forming a colony around this area. The Immortals were forming a colony here that threatened both of our territories. But we agreed to deal with the colonies of Immortals in the area so we can work together to investigate the library and delete the mission test of what happened in order to maintain peace. I believe we should continue to be wary of Sky Union and their activities going forward. If they are willing to take action like this, who knows what else could they be capable of. Now, we were not able to see this meeting, so this is all fan fiction. However, do you understand my theory? Why do I say that they were in charge of taking control of this territory? Well, because the very next mission is them taking control of this territory. Not really control, but like killing the immortals from this area. And not only that, but why do I say that the database is already there? Because there was no mention of a database before. How could there be a database? Hold on. Why would a database only exist at this point? That makes no sense. Because it's just like one day right after the other. Honestly, it might have been less than a day. Look, this is daytime and this is nighttime. So, in one day or two, I understand that this is a game where the technology is really advanced, extremely advanced. But this technology only helps you build things fast. This technology doesn't justify the decision of storing a very important and old database inside a very weak library. A library that doesn't have any defenses. A very vulnerable library. That's where you are storing this database. In a very vulnerable library. That means this was already here even while the immortals were forming colonies around it. So that means that really shows, it proves that they already knew about this. Skyunion knew about this before we even got this mission. They probably knew about this the moment they found out about the diamond. This is probably where the evidence lies about what we are. Maybe not everything, but something. There has to be something that explains why they did this to us. Why they tried to assassinate us. So, now, why do I say that they are working together? Now that's big, because Zane just got attacked, okay? Well, it's simple. Because now I have a mission from Sky Union in this same area, and when we are in this mission, I remember the mission. They're not gonna say we are invading someone's territory. Right? It's gonna say that we are in a restricted area. Instead, what we are gonna be told is that this area, this territory, you are authorized to be here. Sky Union has authorized you to be here, and you're doing this mission, you're protecting the area. This proves that both Zane and Sky Union own this area. They own the library, and they agreed to this because it is beneficial to both of them to own it, okay? It just gives answers. And hey, Zane really likes answers, okay? Zane is the one that is asking the most questions and always being in doubt of everybody. You have to think of that when it comes to Zane. Zane is like in a whole ideology of always ask questions. Always ask questions. Sky Union is not like that, by the way. Sky Union, I feel like Sky Union already has many answers because they were pretty early in the game. Like they were probably formed around the same time as Orbital, maybe before that. I think Sky Union was before that. I think Sky Union could have contributed to creating Orbital, honestly. But I have no evidence to say that. I have no reason to say that. I just think something about grief and something about the Immortal Knight's parents. I have to kind of revisit that in order for me to say that with confidence. Anyways. So, I think this is kind of crazy. Like, we are literally assassinated. Sky Union considers us enough of a big threat to take such a reckless decision of trying to assassinate us while breaking the equivalent of international law. Basically, almost making a decision that looks like they're gonna start a war against another consortium, against another superpower. That's a decision they took, all because they wanted to kill us. So Sky Union knows that we're a big threat. Like, this is how crazy this story is. And on top of that, the people who felt threatened by Skyrim are now working with them because they found a greater goal in trying to understand why Skyrim took such a reckless decision here and what is inside this library and this database. And now, the database is going to be attacked. The fact that they still care enough to defend it and they don't have like another copy or something. The fact that they still care enough to defend it. And the database is managed by Orbital, by the way, not by them. This fact shows that maybe the database is encrypted or something. There has to be some reason as to why they still haven't gathered the data they needed from this database. As to why they still care about this place. And not only that, but I already know what's gonna happen in this mission. Horizon is gonna send mercenary to attack us. Not us specifically, but no, it's not to attack us actually, not at all. It's to destroy the database. Why is the quality so low? It's fine. Oh, I set it low. Okay. I am increasing now. It should be better now. Yeah, so this is a crazy story. It's already getting crazy, and we are using rank D. It's crazy. It's getting crazy, dude. I wonder how many people who are playing this game will catch on to these details. Because let me tell you, I didn't catch on this. Because you put in the same mission, the same location twice. It's like for me to figure this out, I have to kind of analyze this. I have to kind of be very deductive about this. I play this game, I see, oh, I am on the same map here. I guess that means nothing. I guess it's just they are reusing assets, you know? That's what I will say. But they're not reusing assets. This is very intentional. This is very, very intentional. Extremely intentional. Now, I feel like this will all fall apart if you tell me this is a different place. But I think it's the same place. And you're already noticing a difference. It's just, where's the huge buildings in the background? I need to look at what this looks like. Like maybe you can find this exact mountain here. This exact rock formation. Can you see my mouse if I do this? Yes. I need to find this exact rock formation in this level to justify this theory.
Mission briefing.
Because if they are different places,
Briefing will now
they is not connected. Because I really rely a lot on this being the same location, okay? That's some crazy plot, dude. That's a bit of a crazy
is a
plot.
request from Sky Union.
Like all of a sudden, this becomes a story where everything kind of, how do you say it? It feels fleshed out. It doesn't feel like you're just going from one point to another. It doesn't feel like it's just gameplay. It feels like an actual story, an actual plot that's being unraveled. Ah, the strings and whatever. What do you call it? The unweaving of the words, I guess. It's an actual story that's being unraveled. Just like Griff said. And hey, we might be the only ones to get this. Because a lot of people haven't really analyzed this game. Because it's really not worth it to a lot of people. This game made it way too difficult. The bar is the highest I have ever seen. It's easier to understand Metal Gear, AI Sonium, 13 Sentinels, and many other games that are very complicated. This is like the most complicated game to understand, and is a result of poor writing. So yeah.
Corrupted AI units are confirmed to be gathering near a data center located in Orbital's territory.
In Orbital's, you're still saying this Orbital's territory.
Your objective is to eliminate
Fuck.
the enemy AIs and protect the data center.
Fuck. Ugh. Fuck. Okay. Okay, it's not over. It's not over. So Zen didn't take control. Orbital took control of. Okay. I'm not gonna write anything yet. Please. 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 Let me be correct. Please.
This mission seems simple enough.
Please let me be correct.
But why is Sky Union footing the bill to defend a facility within Orbital's territory?
Yeah. I was wondering the exact same thing.
The historical records contained in this data center predate the moonfall. Sky Union does not want to lose them.
Records that predate the moonfall.
Predate the moonfall. Wait, do you mean...
Okay, I have to write that. Okay, it's not so much in Secret of Orbital. I mean, because Orbital basically has eyes everywhere, so it's more like Orbital is this Orbital's territory. Just so they are still kind of they're able to share. Okay, they're able to work together. It's like a mediator. Okay, it's like something like that. What do you call it? Oh, my vocabulary. Oh no. It's like what is it? What is it? A middleman, I guess. I don't know. Or and a third party that won't benefit either way. Okay.